Published, 4:52 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 1st of June 2018. Updated, 13:38 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 1st of June 2018. Scroll down to relive the action as UNFOLDEDPAUL NEWMAN'S STUMPS report crisis. What crisis? This was much more like it from England, with ball, bat and in the field, as they put the horrors of Lord's behind them with an emphatic start to a second test against Pakistan they cannot afford to lose. From the moment Stuart Broad struck with the final ball of his first over, England were a completely different side to the one thrashed so humiliatingly by Pakistan in the first test to leave English test careers in jeopardy. Only when Alistair Cook, who had looked so fluent in moving to 46, got himself out just before the close feathering an edge to an attempted pull was England's mood in any danger of being spoiled. It is far too early to say an England side with such a propensity to collapse are out of the woods yet, but, at 106-4 in reply to Pakistan's substandard 174, they have laid the platform to go on and square this two-match series. How maddening it must be for Joe Root that England seemed to need a miserable defeat to shake them out of their torpor and finally show that, yes, there really is a decent test side in there somewhere. They hit back against South Africa last year after a truly awful defeat at Trent Bridge and then did the same against West Indies after seeing Shai Hope lead a historic run chase on this same Headingley ground. The need for vast improvement now, after a winter without a single test win, was more acute than ever, and Root in particular will be mightily relieved his side answered his passionate pre-test rallying call so impressively. It was not without irony that Pakistan struggled after Captain Sarfraz Ahmed had won the toss and, just as Root did at Lord's last week, decided to bat. To be fair to Sarfraz, both the flat, brown-looking Headingley pitch and the conditions appeared perfect for batting, but what could not be taken into account was the great, enduring cricketing mystery of swing bowling. Root called it right when he said at the toss that the lead's humidity might cause the ball to move through the air, and how it did for England's bowlers, even though the swing master himself, Jimmy Anderson, initially struggled. Anderson, with more than 500 test wickets to his name, made the point this week that he does not have to be told what lines to bowl after 15 years at the top, but there is no question his stock ball has become shorter over the years. It was not until Anderson returned after lunch for a second spell from the current building site, that is the football stand, and that he started to threaten the stumps, bowling Sarfraz off his pads and adding 2 more wickets. But the pick of the attack was undoubtedly Broad, who has looked a rejuvenated bowler since he took himself off on his own to the Trent Bridge indoor nets and remodeled his action after a hugely disappointing Ashes. Broad has his old zip and confidence back again and is not afraid to pitch the ball up himself, as he showed by starting the Pakistan rod and ripping out openers Ayman Al-Haq Azhar Ali and ending up with 3 wickets of his own. It was curious that one of Broad's old captains in Michael Vaughan had said after Lord's that England should shake things up by dropping one of the big bowling two and nominating Broad as the likeliest candidate. Anderson and Broad are not perfect, they did after all waste England's advantage bowling first under lights in Adelaide last winter, but they are England's greatest new ball partnership and they have much still to give. Fact is, they are the least of England's problems, and Root was absolutely right not only to retain them here but also give them the new ball ahead of a debutant in Sam Curran, who really needs to open the bowling to be effective. Curran the younger, at 19 England's 7th youngest Test cricketer, was a surprise replacement for the injured Ben Stokes, not least because he bowls at barely more than 80 miles per hour and, at 5 feet 9 inches, will never get much bounce. If Curran, who could end up as a batting all-rounder, is to have a future at this level, he will need the ball to swing, and even when it did here yesterday he was the least effective of England's attack. But at least he was able to claim his first Test wicket when he ended the resistance of his fellow teenager Shadab Khan after he had made his 3rd half-century in his first 4 Tests to save Pakistan from complete capitulation. Thanks to Shadab's 56, Pakistan recovered from the depths of 79 for 7 to add 95 for the last 3 wickets. Chris Woakes marking his return with 3 expensive scalps, but it was looking well below par by the close. Keaton Jennings looked a different batsman to the one rendered strokeless by South Africa's Fernand Philander last year, and there were glimpses of class in a rare English half-century opening partnership with Cook. But it was the former captain, in his record-breaking 154th successive test, who showed the right balance of attack and defense before he was undone by a lack of pace from Hassan Ali. But Root, who almost galloped to the crease to begin his innings, is still there and again has done the hard work in getting in. This time he must make the most of it and go on to the big score that should win this game for his side. That would make England's test life look a great deal more rosy.